going on, guys? Some beater behind me. Today I want to discuss the #1 mod that every 7.3 owner should get for their truck. This works for the Super Duty style, which I have, or the OBS style 7.3 Powerstroke. That is this bad boy right here, the PHP Hydra. This is, in my opinion, a #1 mod you should get before all else with this truck. Maybe something cosmetic if that's what you want to do, but performance-wise, really daily driver-wise, really anything-wise, this really should be the first thing you purchase. This was the first thing that I got for this truck. Yeah, this was the first thing that I purchased for this truck, and I'm really happy I did, because it is night and day difference of how this truck drives. It literally feels like a brand new truck. Now we'll do a 0 to 60. I'll show you the different tunes on it. We'll mess around with it a little bit, but I'll answer some of your questions, kind of give you my thoughts on it. We'll start with my thoughts first. Once again, definitely get this if you have a 7.3 truck. It is why you wouldn't buy this is beyond me, but there are other tuners available. There's the TS 6-position chip. There's the Edge. There's SCT. There's other ones. I forget the names of them. But in my opinion, I believe the Hydra chip is definitely the best one you can get. It has 16 or 17 positions on it. The tunes that come on here are very good tunes. If you want to do custom tuning, if you want to add additional tunes, you can do that. It's really the best bang for your buck. It was just pretty cheap. I think I got this for $300 or like $250. I think it was $300. Which I'm telling you, it's really worth $300. There's really no downside to having this. It's going to literally improve every single aspect of your truck, and I'm not even joking. It will literally improve every aspect, down to every single category you could possibly think of. Alright, now here's the tuner here. Right, there's different ones you can get. They'll have a little thing on there, like the company, like Jelly Built. I actually did get my chip off of eBay from Jelly Built, but I don't have Jelly Built tunes on here. I still have the stock PHP Hydra chip, or the PHP Power Hungry Performance. I still have the Power Hungry Performance tunes on here. Now I'll show you the positions that I chose. We'll start it up. I'll show you the high idle, and we'll do some 0 to 60s. But you can see, don't do what I did. I set 1 as factory, but when you go on here, 0 is actually factory. So I literally have 2 factory settings in a row. So I pretty much wasted a spot doing factory, but whatever. 2 is no start. If you literally put it in 2, the truck will not start. It's pretty much like it's almost like a kill switch, I guess you could say. You can use it for, I guess, for testing things. If you want to test compression or whatever. Whisper mode is for like drive-throughs. Doesn't really do that much, to be quite honest with you, but it helps a little bit, I suppose. I have 1000 RPM as number 4. 5 is 1200 RPM. Then you get down to my daily tunes, and I have performance, the extreme. Then you get into tow tunes, 25 horse tune, 40 horse tune, 65 horse tune. So I have 14 positions on here, and I could do more. Because like I said, I'm pretty sure there's like 16 or 17 different positions. And I could fill in the factory one, like I said, because 0 is factory setting. And I guess it cancels this out or whatever. So we'll start the truck up. It should start up relatively easily. I have not, I didn't plug it in, but it's been somewhat warmer out, so I do need glow plugs. That's why it doesn't like to start when it's cold. But I've noticed that the truck idles smoother. It's just way better. It's just way better. It's crazy how much of a difference this tuner really made this truck. Alright, she started up. Now I'm waiting for this to load up here. It's on 10 now, so I don't know if you can see it. It's on number 9. I'll put it on high idle, which is number 4. See, boom, the idle went up. I'll go on 5. Okay. Let's go back on my horse. There we go. Now, I will say, installing this chip, man, everyone's riding around today. I will say with this chip, when you do install it, make sure you really get you clean the connections, like, I'm talking like immaculate, because on the connector for the board, there's install videos, but you'll see on the connector for the board, there's like, I don't know, like, chrome looking connectors. Make sure you sand off all the silicone on the chrome connectors. Underneath that's brass. If you start seeing brass, you're no good. That's not good at all. But for me, it was, I thought I got all of it off. I mean, I cleaned it really good, and there must have been a little tiny speck left because I kept having problems with it. The truck would stall out, it would glitch, like it wanted to stall, then the RPM would bounce up, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. I thought at first my cable was bad, because I would wiggle the cable and the truck would shut off. I'm like, oh, there's a short in my cable. But I took the computer back out again, and I sanded it down again, and then sure enough, I never had an issue again. And I'm telling you, I sanded it really well. So, I don't know, just make sure you do clean it very, very well, and you make sure there's absolutely not a speck of silicone at all. Otherwise, you will have an issue. I don't think anything shorted out my truck, thankfully, but it can lead to problems with your truck if you don't do that. So, we'll take it for a drive. I'll show you guys some 0 to 60s, and, you know, we'll go from there. I'm not going to be beating on it too much. I'm just going to, you know, I'll do a couple 0 to 60. I'll do like a stock, and then I'll do like the 100 horse, what it's in now. And then I'll, you know, maybe kind of give you an idea of, you know, what you're looking at when you get the chip. So, some of the tunes. Alright, as you can see, we're on a straightaway here. Just a few cars passing by, but as soon as they pass by, we'll do a 0 to 60. I'm going to have it in my 100 horsepower performance tune. I'll do a 0 to 60 with that, and then I'll do a 0 to 60 in a stock tune to give you a kind of idea of what the speed is like and how much extra power you get. So, get a little distance of this car here. We'll start getting to the lane, and I'll launch it out like 15. All right. Alright guys, I'm going to check back with the time. I think that was somewhere around like 9 seconds or so. 9-10 seconds. But I also had like a stupid amount of wheel spin. I did launch it a little too high. But I mean, as you can see, I mean, this thing's really... I'm like half throttle right now, not even. I mean, it's picking up like... It's picking up quick. This thing's definitely got some power. And that's just 100 horse. I haven't even tried doing the 140 horsepower horse. I'm too afraid. I'm afraid I'm gonna like blow my trans up. I definitely need to get myself a trans cooler at some point. That will be one of the future mods that I get for this, but that's gonna be the 0.6 I do for the 100 horse. I mean, I made a little smoke show. You didn't see it, but trust me, it's got some power. If I even just give it full throttle, not even like boosted launch, there's rubber, the tires are getting smoked big time. So let me turn around here, and then I'll do a 0 to 60 on stock tune, and you can see the difference that this tune really makes. All right, so as you can see, I went to my stock tune, which is number 1. We'll do it a 0 to 60 here, and you will definitely see a difference. go, guys. Another thing which is cool too, you can literally change the tunes on the fly, which I just did. I put it back to 9. That actually wasn't too bad for 0 to 60, but I also didn't have any wheel spin at all. I was literally flooring it. I launched it at like, what was that, 1500? I literally like almost floored it, and then once I was doing like 10, I actually put the pedal to the floor. So let's get into the questions. I'm sure a lot of you guys are gonna have some questions. Question number 1, which I'm sure everyone's gonna ask, is what is the fuel economy? You know, with using this, has it gone up? Has it gone down? Truthfully, it's been kind of about the same as stock, but I've also been driving it harder. I've been kind of having fun with the truck. You know, I try to worry a little bit about MPG, but at the end of the day, I want to have fun with the truck. So there's different settings you can have it in. There's 65 horse daily, 80 horse daily, there's 100 horse performance, a whole bunch of different stuff, 140 horsepower extreme. I've been using it in 100 horsepower performance. That seems to be pretty good. I did have an 80 daily for like a tank full, maybe 2 tankfuls. I didn't really notice the truck had any better fuel economy in the daily over the horsepower tune. So I'd rather, it's like, you know what, I'd rather just have it an extra 20 horsepower and get the same gas mileage. But I'd say I'm averaging anywhere from like 14 to 16 mpg. That's just about what I've been getting. I could probably bump up those numbers if I was doing more highway driving and I wasn't driving, you know, as hard as I am. I'm not driving crazy hard, but I'm definitely not driving, you know, 55 everywhere I go either. You know, I'm driving the truck. So I am getting around 14 to 16. So, I mean, it's not terrible. That's probably right about average what these trucks get MPG-wise factory. So, you know, it is what it is with the MPG. But if you do drive normally and you try to take it easy on it, I'm sure you probably could get somewhere around like 17, maybe even 18 miles per gallon if like you're really driving like a grandpa. So yes, this has improved my fuel economy, I would say slightly, for the fact that I'm driving it harder and I'm getting about the same fuel economy. So another question I'm sure you guys are going to have is, you know, was it hard to install? The truck, for the most part, you know, these are pretty easy to work on, and this is no exception. This was pretty easy to install. It's real easy to get to the computer. I'm not going to do a how-to video. I thought about doing a how-to, but I don't need to. There's like 1,000 how-tos on YouTube. So I didn't bother doing a how-to video, how to install it. But I will say it's pretty easy to install. The number one thing that I recommend you do installing the chip is make sure you get all the silicone off of the computer. If you don't, you will be in a world of trouble. I took my computer out, I sanded it down, I did everything, and I'm telling you, I made my connections clean. I mean, it looked, I couldn't find any silicone on it at all. Sure enough, I plugged it in. The truck was acting a little weird. At first I thought it was my cable. I was jigging the cable, then the truck would stall out. I'm like, oh, okay, it's weird. So I thought at first my cable had to shorten it. I drove around for maybe like a week or something, and you know, the truck occasionally will just die, or like I'll drive and like the RPMs would like bounce. It was just, I'm like, there's an issue here. So I took the chip back out. I cleaned the connections again, and then after that, I never had an issue since. There must have been the ever so slightest, I'm telling you, I cleaned it very, very good. So there must have been the littlest tiny piece of silicone on the connector. So when you do this, make sure you clean the connector very, very good. Like, I'm talking like, you want it to be the cleanest it's ever been. Like, you want Mr. Clean to be sending you a gold certificate of how well it's clean. But other than that, it was pretty easy to install. It was a little bit of a pain trying to get the computer out. It wasn't that bad. Everything was pretty straightforward, especially if you watch the videos. Now, installing the tunes was pretty easy as well. There's videos on how to install the tunes. Once again, I'm not going to show all that. It was pretty easy. There's plenty of videos. Just look them up. I'm sure another question I'm going to get is, you know, what was the price on it? Which I already mentioned was like $300. You know, I'm sure if you look around, you could probably find different prices on different places. I paid $300. from eBay. I bought it from Jelly Built. I did not get their tunes. You can add their tunes in when you order it, just have it all shipped in one with their tunes. It's extra money. I didn't need, you know, Jelly Built tunes and stuff right now. Maybe in the future I'll do other type of tunes in the truck. You know, there's 216, there's Jelly Built, Beans, Tony Wildman. There's a few tuners out there that do some good tunes for these trucks. I'll mess around with it a little bit as time goes on when I start doing mods and stuff. But for now, you know, I just have the regular Power Hungry Performance tunes. Another thing I'm sure you guys are wondering is, you know, how is the performance? Like, how does it compare to other trucks? Now, I can't really give you a full, you know, how it compares to other trucks because this is the only truck I've ever owned. I will say, though, it definitely woke the truck up a lot. Like, it's pretty quick. I'm almost willing to bet 0 to 60. It's just about as fast as my Crown Vic. If not, it may be a little bit faster. I mean, this truck is pretty quick. You'll be amazed at how quick it is for the weight of it. With these tunes, your shifting is improved. I mean, it is smooth as butter. The stock shifting points are like, it holds gear too long sometimes. Other times, it jerks. It's too jerky. With these tunes, the shifting is nice and smooth. It really knows how to stay in the power a lot without like cooking your trans. I mean, it's really, telling you, it really wakes the truck up. Now, I have no other mods done to this truck. As of right now, it's just this. I don't even have an air intake. I don't have an exhaust. So this truck is breathing, you know, as it would from the factory, which, as you guys know, is kind of poor on the 7.3. So eventually I will get myself an air intake. I'll get an exhaust for this truck, and I'm sure it'll wake it up quite a bit more. I'm looking forward to doing those mods. For considering how it is now, it's actually kind of quick. So I would imagine doing an air intake and doing an exhaust, this truck would definitely be even quicker. Even just run better too. I mean, help keep the EGTs down. Just another question, you know, how are the EGTs? I don't know. I don't have an EGT gauge. You know, I don't have a boost gauge. I don't know exactly how much boost I'm getting. Eventually I need to get gauges and stuff, but you know, I'm sure my EGTs aren't too high. I'm not, you know, running hard that much, so it should be okay. Usually you get bad EGTs when you're, you know, towing something for like long periods of time. So those are pretty much all the questions that I can think of that you're going to ask. Everything comes included. In case you're gonna, you know what comes included with the Hydra chip. Everything comes included. Everything you need is all there. You don't have to buy anything separately. It's all there, ready to go. It's plug and play. So, stay safe. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. More videos coming. I got more 7.3 stuff coming. In fact, I got something really cool coming for this truck. So, hopefully you guys like it. All right, that's it. Later, guys.